So what is the best cheap LED light for video this year? Well, this one used to be my favorite until I discovered this one. In this video, I'm gonna be comparing them, plus sharing a few of my favorite accessories coming up. Hey, what's up? Sean here with Think Media, bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. And on this channel, we do a lot of tips and strategy videos, as well as tech gear reviews, just like this one. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And hey, at any point during the video, check out show notes and links in the YouTube description below. I'll list out all of the gear and lights reviewed, plus anything else that bonus tips and things like that. Let's jump into the review. So for the last few years, this light has been one of my favorite cheap LED lights, whether for on-camera shooting like this, or even for mounting on a stand and using to create YouTube videos. And this is the Neewer 160 LED light, pretty popular on the budget low-end LED light size because you get a lot of brightness out of it. They're pretty good quality for how affordable they are, and a lot of people love them for that reason. And this particular LED light comes in at the time of shooting this video at $29 here in the US. Then you also have to buy batteries separately, a few other things, but a good budget light. However, Neewer just dropped an update to this light called the 176 LED. That's not actually cheaper than the other one, but it's better in a lot of ways. But let's actually look at them and compare them. So both lights are 5600 Kelvin color temperature. That means that when you're just using the bulbs this way, they pretty much match daylight color temperature. And both of them come with these filters that you can slide in if you want it to match with, say, the lighting in your home, or a lot of times more of an amber color temperature, 3200, that you might shoot with if you're just shooting videos in your home office or at home and matching it with like the lamps around your house. Both of these lights run off these batteries, the NPF 550s. These are very common batteries for LED lights. And I actually prefer the Neewer kit because some of these batteries are good and they last a while. Some of them don't last as long. And this kit cost an additional $25. So for either of these lights, you would be buying batteries additionally. But for 25 bucks, you actually get a Neewer charger and you get 2 slots and 2 batteries that, again, will work with either one. And if there was one advantage to the old Neewer 160, it's that it can also run off batteries. So if this battery was to die and you were in the field and you needed it to deliver light for you, you could stop by a store, buy some AA's and put them all in here. However, it makes it quite a bit more bulky in the build quality. And so the newer one does not offer that. But in my opinion, that's okay because we almost never go that direction. We ordered 4 of the Neewer batteries, and that's always plenty for any shoot day that we ever do. And speaking of build quality, the new 176 is pretty much superior in every way. It's thinner, it feels like it's a little bit better plastic. Now, neither of these is revolutionary in their build quality because they're very budget, affordable lights. But I have done tons of drops, thrown them in and out of bags. They still do hold up pretty well. But the new one actually has a removable part for mounting on your camera. The old one was permanent. And so the new one just is a little bit taller, feels better made. Both of them have tripod screws in the bottom. The old one was plastic. The new one adds a little bit of metal. So attention to detail is a lot better in the new one. But there's 2 reasons the new version really stands out. Number one, it's brighter because you actually have more LED bulbs. The old one was 160, that's why it's called the 160, and the new one is 176, so you get a few more bulbs included in there. Additionally, the old version was operated by a knob on the side that controlled brightness, this wheel up and down, and the new version is controlled by this toggle wheel with a digital screen, which is kind of nice. However, the old one also had a test button to let you know how much battery life you had left. And the new one doesn't really have that. But again, these are really not issues, just kind of subtle differences. But where the new 176 really stands out, in my opinion, is that again, it's actually cheaper. And so the old version right now on Amazon is around $29 here in the US. The new version is around $24 here in the US. But because it's called a 176, it's also brighter, right? And so the old one was 160 because there's 160 bulbs. The new one is 176 bulbs. I also feel like they're a little bit brighter. And on paper, this one is about 20 to 35% brighter than the other light at a cheaper price. That's really why it's one of my top picks this year. So I highly recommend if you're looking for an LED light to include in your kit, a great cheap budget LED light that'll still get you great performance, to check out the Neewer 176. It's a great light. But let's compare it to a few other lights on the market as well. So recently we actually did a review on the Ikan Onyx light. Now this is an amazing light. It's better constructed, more aluminum. It's got the cool yellow detail. It's a bicolor light, so you can actually change the color temperature and mix the lighting. Digital screen, all the bells and whistles, but this light comes in at $109 here in the US. So again, not really as much budget, but a little more pro. But to be honest, at the end of the day, if you just need to light your subject and you just need some good quality light shining on them, you're pretty much gonna get more or less the same results, right? Maybe not the same build quality. And so that's something to compare it to. Another one that we actually love is the Aputure AL-M9. Now, this is really not apples to apples, but this light, just for perspective, comes in at $45. It's a credit card sized light. It's very thin, it's very small. It also has internal power and whatnot. But again, this guy costs $24. Now you do got to buy batteries, and this guy costs $45. This gets much brighter, and again, they're not really apples to apples. This one's only like 80 lux at 1 meter, whereas this other one is like 1300 at 1 meter. Because again, you have quite a bit more bulbs on there, and so another light to compare it to. So when you look at other lights in the market, I'm very impressed at the price point of the Neewer 176 for everything you get for the build quality and the all-around package. But now let's talk about 5 quick tips and some of my favorite accessories for these lights, because there's a lot of cool ways that you can use them for video production and YouTube. Number 1 is just on camera. I think that all of these lights are great for having an on-camera light. I found that when shooting weddings, these were essential for if you get into like that reception time area and you want to shoot video, or the dance floor and it's pitch black. You need a light source, and it can make all the difference in really creating a vibe and a dynamic for run and gun shooting and having the light on camera. We always use an on-camera light at NAB or CES. If we go to a conference, an event, having an on-camera light is definitely a game changer. The second way I love using video lights like this is either just handheld, having it in your bag to use as a flashlight or to just hold up in the air on a shoot, or to use an extension pole or a monopod. This is a CamKix extension pole kit. I love this because you can extend it to all kind of different lengths. But now this gives you, if you have a human with you, somebody to support the shoot, or even yourself, you can now use this to get kind of creative lighting and angles. And we actually brought this with us recently for a night shoot, kind of a Christmas and a very low light situation, just to add a little bit of light into each situation. So definitely having a video light like this just to hold up on your shoots, or also getting an extension pole for some creative lighting. Tip number 3 for my favorite accessories and ways to use this light is on an actual light stand. Now, if you're really on a budget, these can be used not just for on camera, but also for, say, just shooting YouTube videos in a static situation. Very small and portable to travel with. And if you get a light stand, you could usually put it on the light stand, and because it has the ability to angle down and up, you can use these as proper lighting, kind of like lighting we're using to shoot this video right now. You could also throw it on a Gorilla Pod. This is the Joby SLR Zoom, and put this on a chair or put this on top of a dresser or something. We find that when we're shooting in hotel rooms, when we are shooting on the go, that having these lights are always in our kit, and then we like to use them in different versatile ways, mounting them. Even if we can't bring a light stand, a lot of times we at least have that Gorilla Pod to get some lighting in situations where we can't bring like a big lighting kit with us. Fourth thing that I love using these lights for is actually a hair light. So behind me is actually the old Neewer 160, and it's great for using as a hair light or a backlight because you can get it up mounted on the ceiling. And we actually kind of ran an extension cord up there. There's a hook screwed into the ceiling, and then it's clipped on there and used for a hair light. And one of my favorite accessories for really any of these is the power cable that Neewer also offers. Now you gotta order it separately, but this comes in at $11 here in the US. And so as we're switching over to the new 176s, then you can order this separately, and now you don't have to worry about charging the battery. So if you did want to use this continuous for YouTube content, or just be able to plug it in when you want, there's a nice plug right on the back, and you can just have continuous power. So that's what we have going on for the hair light, but also you might want to check out the power cable if you were going to use these lights on a light stand. And then finally, number 5, one of my favorite accessories is this diffuser. Now this guy comes in at just $9. And when you order these lights, you will notice that for skin tones, they can be a little harsh. They do come with a diffuser, which is just this guy right here. Or if you want to change the color temperature, you've got that. But we've seen that these little softbox diffusers do a couple things. Number 1, because of the reflective material on there, they actually make it a little bit brighter. So you get a little bit more performance out of there. Plus they just easily mount on the light. And so for using the hair light in our other studio that we're shooting out here on the loft, having this diffuser is another cool accessory that pairs perfectly with the 160 or the 176 from Neewer. And then one final quick tip is check out the packages from Neewer if you're considering about getting maybe more than one of these. And so sometimes they bundle together like a bag, a couple light stands, 2 lights, the batteries, everything you need. However, I recommend doing the math. Always add up what things would cost separately as well as how much they all are together, because sometimes it's a deal and sometimes it isn't. But that brings us to the question of the day, and that is, what do you think about these Neewer lights? Or maybe you have a recommendation of a budget lighting solution for video, for YouTube content. Let me know in the comment section below, and remember that some of the best tips and feedback come from you, the Think Media community. So definitely connect with everybody in the comment section. So thanks for checking out this video. Subscribe for more videos just like this. And if you want to check out other videos in our best budget lighting series, just click or tap the screen right there. For another video from Think Media, click or tap the screen right there. Until next time, Think Media is bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.